Mike Jackals, Jachles, with the Florida PIO deployment team supporting the mission of the Florida Division of Emergency Management. As of 4 p.m. on Thursday, 1,920 vaccines have been administered, and the process continues at Miami-Dade College North Campus. The two spoke sites at Florida City and Sweetwater have administered approximately 375 vaccines so far Thursday. Those sites will be operating until 5 p.m. The site here at Miami-Dade College North operates until 7 p.m., from 7 in the morning to 7 p.m. We expect that we're going to come close, if not exhaust, our 3,000 vaccine allotment for the day. So the word is getting out. The process is moving smoothly, but we wanted to clarify some information because it's, there's a lot of moving parts to this. It's a dynamic process. So for the teachers and school employees, if you work or teach from pre-K to 12th grade, high school, whether you're a teacher or a staffer, employee there, if you have your ID card, you can come to a FEMA-supported site. This is a FEMA-supported site, Miami-Dade College North, as are the two sites in Florida City and Sweetwater, and you can be vaccinated just with your employee ID if you're 18 and over. Previously, it was teachers 50 and over could be vaccinated, which still stands. Now, if you're 50 and over and you're a teacher, just like the law enforcement and firefighters 50 and over, you can go to any site and be vaccinated. So really, it's 18 to 49. You have to come to the state FEMA-supported site. So Miami-Dade College North, Sweetwater, and the mobile site in Florida City, and you can be vaccinated. Additionally, with medically vulnerable population, there's been some confusion over forms and doctor's notes and things. Starting Friday, you must have the Department of Health form filled out and signed by your healthcare provider to receive that medically vulnerable exemption and get the vaccine. That's for anyone under 65 with the underlying medical conditions. So that's available. All the information is available on the myvaccine.fl.gov website, and we advise people to go there, pre-register regardless, so your information's in the system. This is a walk-up site. Appointments are not necessary, but if you can get your information in the system, it'll help save time, and it might get you an appointment closer to where you live than having to make a longer trip. Another thing, as we head into the weekend with this new order for teachers and school staff, we're probably going to have a busy weekend because teachers are in school, so we're expecting larger crowds over the weekend. So with that, a little bit of planning and preparation can make this a smoother experience. By that, we mean bring out a lawn chair if you can't stand for periods of time. Make sure you have fluids, water, any medication you may need, anything like that. While we haven't seen long waits, in fact, most people have reported getting in and out in under an hour today, and that includes the observation time, which is about 30 minutes. That's a pretty quick turnaround. We have 40 vaccine stations operating inside, so we're able to move a lot of people through here quickly. And our daily capacity is about 3,000 vaccines. So we're expecting to exhaust that today, and likely heading into the weekend will be the same. So check first. Another word of advice is you don't need to get here at 7 in the morning. We're probably going to see our biggest morning rush. You may want to wait till later in the morning or early afternoon if there's a line to let that line die down, and then you can get in and out a little bit easier. Lastly, we had one update with the medically vulnerable population. If you received your first vaccine and you're under 65 with that doctor's note at another site, you're going to need to go to a FEMA-supported site or a pharmacy to get your second vaccine. So it's very important that you make sure that you get the same vaccine. So if you got a Pfizer for your first shot, you need to get a Pfizer for your second shot. If you got the Moderna for your first shot, you need it for your second shot. You can't interchange the two vaccines. So do a little bit of homework before you head out, and that will be the suggestion.
At the 11 a.m. briefing, we talked a little bit about college professors.
Yeah, There's a clarification. Initially, it was K through 24. That has been clarified. It's actually pre-K through 12, so preschool to 12th grade high school. The current federal guidelines do not include universities in the criteria, and because this is a FEMA-supported site, we have to follow the federal guidelines as far as criteria.
So it's effective immediately, so if a teacher watches this at 5 o'clock, they can come here right away?
The people behind me, we've had teachers coming out once they've gotten word, once they've gotten out of school, they're coming out. They just need to bring their ID card that shows that they're a school employee. And also, this site and the other sites are for Florida residents, so you need to have your Florida government ID. If not, you need to be able to demonstrate proof of residency. So that could be something like a lease or a property deed as one form, and another form could be a utility bill or a bank statement that's recent within the last 2 months. And all of that information is clarified on the website. So do a little bit of homework first before you head out. Make sure you have what you need. But everybody coming through needs to have a valid Florida ID. And then if you're law enforcement 50 and over, you need to have that ID. If you're a firefighter 50 and over, same thing, you need to have your ID. If you're a teacher or school employee 18 and over, make sure you have your employee ID for that as well. There are no vaccines left over. That's a common misconception. We have the allotment. There's a lot of behind-the-scenes logistics where we're moving vaccines from one site to another. So by midday, if one site appears to be underperforming, we will take those vaccines and make sure that they're deployed to another site where they will be used. And that was common with today. We did that here, as a matter of fact. So we had some vaccines that were brought here in anticipation of a large turnout. So we expect to reach that 3,000 or possibly surpass it.
And then I guess since we're all live up until 6, if you hit capacity by 3,000 by 6, just let us know so we're not telling people to come on down.
No, we will. If we hit capacity, we'll let you know, but we're operating till 7 o'clock, and we will probably continue to operate until 7 o'clock. Let me just give you the addresses, locations of the other 2 sites that are operating, and that's the Sweetwater site is the Roncelli Park Youth Center, and in Florida City it's the Youth Activity Center in Florida City. Those operate 9 to 5, 7 days a week, and I do have the addresses for you. Let me just make sure I get you the correct address for those locations. So the Florida City Youth Activity Center is at 650 Northwest 5th Ave, 650 Northwest 5 Ave. Sweetwater, the Rosnelli Park Youth Center, is at 250 Southwest 114th Ave, 250 Southwest 114 Ave. And again, you do not need an appointment. However, we advise people to go on the vaccine website and pre-register and get your information there, and you'll get a lot of helpful information to make it as smooth a process as possible. Okay? Now, let me also add that the 2 sites, the Florida City and Sweetwater site, don't always have both vaccines available. It varies. Here we have availability of both vaccines, so depending on which vaccine you want, may depend on which site you end up going to. Okay. All right, anything else? Anything for Bruce?
Bruce, do you have anything for us? Anything that you feel like you want to contribute?
No, man, great job.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hey, when does media turn into frontline?
You're over 65, aren't you, Joe?
No, if I was, I wouldn't be here, man. No, but look.
I had the only advisors for the next one.